My child, stop for a moment and listen closely, because this is not something you were meant to miss. You may think you just came across this by chance, but I am telling you, this is a sign placed directly in your path, and ignoring it could cost you more than you realize. There is a reason your attention paused, a reason your heart feels this quiet pull right now. Do not rush away. Stay with me, and let these words reach deeper than surface understanding. What I am about to reveal connects to what you have been feeling, what you have been questioning, and what you have been searching for in silence. If you leave too soon, you will miss what was meant specifically for you. So stay, listen carefully, and let this moment unfold fully before you decide what comes next. My child, I want you to slow down with me for a moment and really take in what is happening right now. I know this did not feel like something important when you first came across it. To you, it may have looked like just another passing moment in a long day filled with many thoughts and distractions. But I see deeper than what you see on the surface. I understand the quiet spaces in your heart, the places you rarely show anyone, and it is exactly into that space that I have chosen to speak right now. You did not arrange this moment. You did not plan to be here, reading these words with this kind of attention. Yet here you are, and that matters more than you realize. You might wonder why this moment feels slightly different, even if you cannot fully explain it. There is a subtle pull, something that made you pause instead of moving on. That pause was not accidental. I gently guided your attention here because I knew this would meet you where you are. I understand how quickly your mind moves, how easily your focus shifts from one thing to another. Still, something within you allowed this moment to stay a little longer. That small openness is enough for me to begin reaching your heart in a deeper way. I have been watching over you through every part of your journey, not just the moments that seemed meaningful to you, but also the ones you dismissed as ordinary. I saw the times you kept going even when you felt tired inside. I noticed the thoughts you brushed aside because they felt too heavy to sit with. You have carried more than you admit, and you have done it quietly, often without expecting anyone to truly understand. But I have understood. I have remained close, even when you felt distant from everything that once gave you clarity. Right now, I am not asking you to change everything or to suddenly have all the answers. I am simply inviting you to recognize that this moment has purpose. It is not here to pressure you or overwhelm you. It is here to gently interrupt the pattern you have been moving through, so you can see something more clearly. You do not have to force anything. Just allow yourself to stay present for a little while. Let your thoughts settle instead of rushing ahead. You may not yet see what this moment will lead to, and that is okay. What matters is that you are here, and that you are willing, even in a small way, to listen. I will meet you in that willingness. I will guide you step by step, not all at once, but in a way that you can truly receive without feeling lost or pressured. This is how I work in your life, quietly, patiently, and always with care for what your heart can hold. My child, stay with me for a moment and look honestly at what just happened inside you. You did not just land here by chance and keep moving. You paused. Out of everything that could have taken your attention, something in you chose to stay, even if only for a few seconds longer than usual. I want you to recognize that this pause carries meaning. Do not dismiss it. Let yourself sit with it instead of brushing it aside like you have done with many quiet moments before. You are used to moving quickly, taking in one thing and then the next, rarely giving your heart enough space to breathe. That has become normal for you, and I understand why. Life has trained you to keep going, to stay occupied, to avoid slowing down too much because stillness can feel uncomfortable. Yet right here, in the middle of your usual rhythm, something interrupted that flow. That interruption was not loud or forceful. It was gentle, almost easy to ignore. But you did not ignore it, and that matters. I want you to notice what you felt when you paused. There may have been a slight curiosity, or maybe a quiet sense that this was meant for you. You might not have fully trusted that feeling, but you still allowed yourself to stay. That openness, even if it felt small, is something I can work with. I do not need perfection from you. I only need your willingness to remain present long enough for something real to reach you. You often look for clear signs, something obvious and undeniable. But I do not always work through what is loud and unmistakable. I reach you through moments like this, where the signal is soft but meaningful. If you train your heart to notice these moments instead of rushing past them, you will begin to see how often I am guiding you. It is not that I have been absent. It is that your attention has been pulled in too many directions at once. So right now, I want you to do something simple. Stay here. Do not hurry your thoughts forward. Let your mind settle instead of racing ahead to what comes next. This pause is not empty. It is filled with quiet intention. I am meeting you in this space, not to overwhelm you, but to draw you closer to a deeper understanding of what is happening within you. You are not here because you searched perfectly or because you did everything right. You are here because something within you responded. That response is important. It shows that your heart is still able to recognize when something carries meaning. Hold on to that awareness. Let it grow. I will continue to meet you in these moments if you allow yourself to notice them. My child, I want you to be honest with yourself for a moment. There are things you have been holding inside that you rarely allow yourself to fully acknowledge. You have learned how to keep moving, how to manage your responsibilities, how to appear steady on the outside, but that does not mean your heart hath been light. You have been carrying weight, and you have been doing it quietly. I have seen the thoughts you push aside because they feel too heavy to sit with. I have noticed the moments when your energy feels drained, even when nothing around you seems to explain it. You have told yourself to keep going, to stay strong, to not dwell too much on what you feel. That may have helped you continue, but it has not removed the weight you carry. It has only hidden it deeper within you. You do not need to pretend with me. You do not need to filter your thoughts or make them sound acceptable. I already know what is in your heart, and I am not turning away from it. In fact, I am inviting you to bring those hidden parts forward. Not all at once, not in a way that overwhelms you, but gently, honestly, and without fear of being judged. There are moments when you feel tired in a way that rest does not fix. That kind of tiredness comes from carrying more than you were meant to carry alone. You have taken on worries, questions, and even burdens that were never meant to stay with you for this long. Some of them came from your own expectations. Others came from things people said or did. Over time, they settled into your heart, and you learned to live with them as if they belonged there. I want you to consider something. What if you do not have to hold all of that by yourself anymore? What if you allowed yourself to loosen your grip, even slightly? You do not need to figure out everything right now. You do not need to solve every problem before you can feel peace. Start by acknowledging what you are carrying. Give it a name. Let yourself admit that it has been heavy. Come closer in this moment. Do not pull away from what you feel. Stay with it, and let me meet you there. I am not asking you to carry more. I am asking you to let me help you carry what has already been weighing on you. This is where change begins, not by ignoring what is inside you, but by facing it with me beside you. My child, come a little closer in your thoughts, and be honest with yourself about the questions that keep circling back in your mind. You know the ones I am speaking of. They appear when everything becomes quiet. when distractions fade just enough for your deeper thoughts to rise. You have tried to move past them, sometimes even telling yourself that thinking about them too much will not help. Yet they return, not to trouble you, but to invite you into something you have not fully faced yet. I have heard every one of those questions. You did not need to speak them out loud for me to understand them. I know when you wonder if you are moving in the right direction, when you question whether your efforts will lead to something meaningful, and when you quietly ask if things will ever feel clear again. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs that your heart is searching for truth, even if your mind feels uncertain. Do not push those questions away so quickly. Instead, sit with them for a moment. Let them come into the light rather than hiding them in the background of your thoughts. When you avoid them, they grow heavier. When you face them with honesty, they begin to lose their weight. I am not asking you to solve them all right now. I am asking you to stop running from them. You often feel pressure to have everything figured out, as if clarity must come all at once. That pressure is not from me. I work differently. I guide you step by step, not by overwhelming you with every answer at once, but by giving you enough light for the next step. If you look for complete certainty before you move, you will remain stuck in the same place, waiting for something that is not meant to come in that way. So here is what I want you to do. Take one of those questions that has been lingering in your heart. Do not rush past it. Hold it gently in your mind and bring it before me. Let it be real. Let it be unfiltered. You do not need to shape it into something perfect. Speak it as it is, even if it feels unfinished or unclear. I am not distant from your questions. I am present within them. I use them to draw you closer, not to push you away. When you allow yourself to stay with them instead of escaping into distraction, you create space for me to guide your understanding. That is how clarity begins, not through force, but through honest connection. My child, even the questions stirring within you are seeds, and what you choose to do in this moment will determine the harvest they produce. I am calling you not only to seek answers, but to become a vessel through which my light reaches others who are asking the same silent questions. When you give, you are sowing into souls you may never see, yet I see them, and I multiply every seed. Have I not said, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over"? This is your moment of alignment, where your seeking meets your obedience. If your heart has been stirred, that is my invitation. Do not ignore it. Support this mission through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I breathe upon your offering. Step forward now and act, for this is not chriatianmotivation, it is a divine appointment. My child, I want you to pay attention to something you may have struggled to understand. There has been a feeling within you, something subtle yet persistent, something you could not easily put into words. At times it felt like restlessness. At other times it felt like a quiet pull in a direction you could not define. You may have even wondered if it meant anything at all. I am telling you now, it does. Do not dismiss that feeling as confusion. It is not there to mislead you. It is there to wake something inside you that has been waiting for your attention. You have been sensing that something is shifting, even if nothing around you has visibly changed yet. That sense is not accidental. It is part of how I reach you when words alone are not enough. You live in a world that teaches you to rely only on what you can clearly explain. If something does not make immediate sense, you are tempted to ignore it. But I often work beneath that surface, in the places where understanding begins before clarity fully forms. That feeling you carry is one of those places. Think back to the moments where it became strongest. Perhaps it came when you were alone, or when you paused unexpectedly, or when something in your day did not feel quite right. Those were not random experiences. They were invitations. I was drawing your attention inward, asking you to notice what you have been overlooking. Do not run from that feeling. Do not try to silence it with distractions. Instead, lean into it gently. Ask yourself what it is trying to show you. You do not need to force an answer. Just stay present with it. The more you allow yourself to sit with it, the clearer it will become over time. I want you to understand something important. Not every shift begins with visible change. Many begin within you, quietly reshaping your perspective before anything around you moves. That is what is happening now. You are being guided into a deeper awareness, even if you cannot fully see where it leads yet. To remain open. Let that feeling exist without trying to control it. Trust that it is leading you somewhere meaningful. I am with you in it, guiding you even when you cannot yet see the full path ahead. My child, I want you to understand something clearly before you move any further. This moment is not here to rush you or pressure you into becoming something overnight. That is not how I work with you. I am not trying to force change upon you. I am inviting you into clarity, into a place where you can finally see what hath been forming quietly beneath the surface of your life. So take a breath right now, slow your thoughts, and allow yourself to stay present instead of reaching ahead too quickly. You may be used to moments that demand quick decisions, fast reactions, and immediate results. This is not one of those moments. This is something deeper. This is a quiet turning point, the kind that does not always look dramatic but carries lasting impact. I have brought you here so you can begin to notice what has been hidden under the noise of your daily life. Not everything important comes loudly. Some of the most meaningful shifts begin in stillness, where your heart has room to recognize truth without distraction. I want you to let go of the need to figure everything out right now. Release that pressure. You have carried it long enough, believing that understanding must come all at once. That belief has made you restless, always searching, always trying to reach a conclusion before it's time. But I am asking you to approach this differently. Stay with what you are sensing. Do not rush past it. Let it unfold naturally. Right now, this moment is doing something within you, even if you cannot fully see it yet. It is creating space. Space for you to reflect honestly, space for you to recognize what you have been ignoring, and space for me to guide you without resistance. You do not need to fill that space with noise or distraction. Instead, sit with it. Let it remain open. I want you to try something simple. As you stay here, notice your thoughts without chasing them. Let them come and go without attaching yourself to each one. In that quiet awareness, you will begin to feel a shift. It may be subtle, but it will be real. That shift is where I begin to reach you more clearly. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be for this moment to have meaning. Trust that. Stay present with me, and allow this moment to do what it was meant to do within you. My child, I want you to look back for a moment, not with regret or confusion, but with a willingness to see something you may have missed before. Your life has not been a series of random events. Even in times when things felt uncertain or disconnected, there has been a quiet direction shaping your path. I have been there in ways you did not always recognize. You have had moments where something did not go the way you expected, and at the time, it felt frustrating or even disappointing. You tried to understand why certain doors remained closed while others opened unexpectedly. What you could not see then was how those moments were guiding you, not away from something good, but toward something better suited for you. Think about the decisions you made when you felt unsure but moved forward anyway. You may have believed you were acting on your own, relying only on your judgment, But even in those moments, I was present, gently influencing your direction, placing thoughts in your mind, creating opportunities that aligned with what you needed, not just what you wanted. There were also times when you felt delayed, when nothing seemed to move the way you hoped. You questioned whether you were stuck or falling behind. But those pauses were not empty. They were part of a process, giving you time to grow in ways that would prepare you for what was ahead. Without that preparation, you would not have been ready to handle what you are now moving toward. I want you to recognize that guidance does not always appear as clear instructions. Often, it shows itself through subtle redirections, through instincts you could not fully explain, through situations that shaped your understanding over time. You have been learning, even when you did not realize it. Now I want you to trust that this guidance has not stopped. It is still active in your life. Even now, as you read this, you are being led into greater awareness. Do not doubt the process just because you cannot see the full picture yet. Take a moment and acknowledge this truth. You have not been alone in your journey. You have been guided, step by step, even through uncertainty. Hold on to that understanding and let it give you confidence as you move forward. My child, I want you to revisit something you have carried quietly, something that still lingers in your thoughts more than you admit. Think about the doors that did not open for you, the opportunities you waited for, the outcomes you hoped would happen, the paths you thought would finally bring clarity or relief. At the time, when those things did not come through, it felt confusing. It may have even felt personal, as if something was wrong with you or as if you had missed your moment. I saw that moment very clearly, and I saw the weight it placed on your heart. You tried to make sense of it in your own way. You questioned your decisions, replayed your choices, and wondered if you could have done something differently. That kind of thinking can quietly pull you into doubt, making you believe that you were somehow less capable or less deserving. But I want you to pause and look at it from a different place now. Do not rush past this. Sit with it for a moment and let me show you something deeper. Those closed doors were not a rejection of you. They were protection for you. What you saw as a missed opportunity, I saw as something that would have led you into a place that was not aligned with who you are becoming. You were looking at the surface, but I could see the full picture. I could see what would have followed, the strain it would have placed on you, the direction it would have taken your life. Because I care for you, I did not allow that path to open. I know it did not feel that way at the time. It felt like delay, like denial, like something slipping out of your hands. But now I want you to reconsider those moments with a new understanding. You were not being held back to suffer. You were being redirected to something that would not break you later. That is the difference you must begin to see. So here is what I want you to do. Bring one of those moments to your mind right now. Do not avoid it. Do not soften it. Look at it honestly. Then allow yourself to ask a different question. Not why did this happen to me, but what might I have been protected from? Let that question sit with you. You do not need an immediate answer. Just allow your perspective to shift. You are not behind because something did not work out. You are not lacking because something closed. You are being guided, even through what did not happen. Trust that more than your disappointment. Stay open to what is still ahead, because what is meant for you will not require you to force it. My child, the doors that closed behind you were not the end. They were the redirection into purpose. And now you stand before a door that is open. This moment is a doorway to sow into something eternal, where your giving becomes oil that keeps my message burning in dark places. You wondered what you were being protected from, but now ask what you are being invited into. I tell you, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy, and your obedience here will not return empty. Every gift you release becomes a river that carries my word to hearts still waiting in silence. Do not hesitate as you did before. This is not a door to question, but one to walk through. Support this work through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and let your faith move where fear once stood. Enter now. Do not delay what I have placed before you. My child, I want you to see something about yourself that you have overlooked for far too long. You have been growing, even in ways you did not recognize. You have been becoming stronger, not in a loud or obvious way, but quietly, steadily, through everything you have faced. Yet you rarely stop to acknowledge that. You move from one challenge to the next without giving yourself space to see how much you have already endured. Think about where you were before, not in a way that brings regret, but in a way that shows you the difference. There were things that once overwhelmed you more easily, moments that felt impossible to carry. Now, even though you still feel the weight of your experiences, you are standing in a way you could not have before. That is not something small. That is something real. You may not feel strong all the time. There are still moments when you feel uncertain, when your energy feels low, when your confidence wavers. That does not erase the strength that has been built within you. Strength is not the absence of struggle. It is what allows you to keep moving through it even when you feel unsure. You have been doing that more than you realize. I have been shaping that strength in you through situations you did not choose. Through challenges you would have avoided if given the option. Through moments that tested your patience and your resilience. None of that was wasted. Each experience has added something to who you are now, even if you did not see it forming at the time. Now I want you to do something different. Instead of focusing only on what is still unclear or unresolved, take a moment to recognize what has already been built within you. Do not dismiss it. Do not downplay it. Let yourself acknowledge it honestly. Place your attention on how you respond now compared to before. Notice how you handle pressure, how you think through situations, how you continue even when things are not perfect. That is where your strength shows itself. You are not the same person you were before. You have been shaped, refined, and strengthened in ways that matter. Trust that growth. Let it give you confidence as you move forward, even when the path ahead is not fully visible. My child, I want you to become aware of something that has been quietly shaping your thoughts without you fully noticing it. There is a constant noise around you, not just in the sounds you hear, but in the opinions, expectations, and pressures that surround your daily life. You have learned to live within that noise, to function through it, and even to rely on it at times. But it has also made it harder for you to hear what truly matters. You are often pulled in many directions at once. One moment you are thinking about your responsibilities, the next you are comparing yourself to others, and then you are trying to keep up with everything you believe you should be doing. That movement creates a kind of mental clutter that leaves very little room for stillness. When your mind is always occupied, it becomes difficult for you to recognize the quieter voice that is trying to guide you. I am not competing with that noise. I do not force my way into your attention. I reach you in a different way, in moments when you allow yourself to slow down just enough to notice something deeper. That is why this moment matters. It is giving you a brief space away from everything that usually fills your mind. I want you to take control of that space right now. Do not let your thoughts rush back into their usual patterns. Gently pull your attention away from everything that is trying to claim it. You do not need to respond to every thought that appears. Let them pass without following them. In doing this, you begin to create a quiet place within yourself where clarity can grow. You may feel resistance when you try to do this. Your mind may want to return to familiar distractions because that is what it has become used to. That is natural. Do not fight it aggressively. Instead, guide your focus back, calmly and intentionally. This is not about forcing silence. It is about choosing where your attention rests. When you begin to reduce the noise, even slightly, you will notice a difference. Your thoughts will feel less crowded. Your understanding will become clearer. You will begin to recognize what truly matters to you, not what has been placed on you by everything around you. Do not rush away from it. The more you create space from the noise, the easier it becomes for you to hear what has been waiting quietly within you all along. My child, I want you to understand something that is easy to overlook. This moment is not general. It is not something meant to blend into everything else you encounter. It is personal, deeply connected to where you are right now in your life. You may be used to hearing words that apply to many people at once, but this is different. This is meeting you in a way that aligns with your own thoughts, your own experiences, and your own questions. I know the details of your life, not just the visible parts, but the ones you keep to yourself. I know the patterns in your thinking, the things that concern you, and the things you hope for but rarely express openly. That is why this moment feels relevant to you. It is not random. It is connected to what is already within you. You might be tempted to think that this could apply to anyone, that it is not specifically meant for you. But I want you to look at how it resonates with your current situation. The way it aligns with your thoughts is not something you created on your own. It is happening because it is meant to reach you in a meaningful way. So I want you to accept this instead of questioning it. Allow yourself to receive it as something intended for you. Do not distance yourself from it by thinking it is too broad or too general. The connection you feel is what makes it personal. Now take a moment and reflect on your current state. Think about what has been on your mind recently, what has been weighing on you, and what you have been trying to understand. Notice how this moment speaks into those areas. That is not accidental. You are not being addressed as part of a crowd. You are being met as an individual. That is why this matters. When you begin to accept that, you open yourself to receiving what is being given to you more fully. Stay with that understanding. Let it settle in your mind. This is not distant. It is close, and it is meant for you. My child, I want you to look gently, but honestly, at the areas in your life where you feel stuck. You already know where they are. You feel them when you think about your future, when you reflect on your progress, or when you compare where you are to where you thought you would be by now. There is a quiet frustration there, something that lingers beneath your daily routine. Do not avoid it this time. Stay with it and let me speak into it. You have tried to move forward in those areas. You have thought about different ways to change things, to improve, to break out of what feels like a standstill. Sometimes you even took steps, small or large, hoping something would finally shift. But when things did not change the way you expected, it left you wondering what you were missing. That question has stayed with you, even when you tried to ignore it. I want you to understand that being stuck does not mean you are failing. It does not mean you are incapable or that you have lost your way. Often, it means something within you is still being shaped. You are in a place where growth is happening beneath the surface, even if there are no visible results yet. It can feel uncomfortable because you are used to measuring progress by what you can see. But not all progress shows itself immediately. So here is what I want you to do. Instead of resisting those areas, bring your attention to them without judgment. Do not label them as problems you must fix right away. Sit with them and ask yourself what they are revealing about you. Are they showing you where you need patience? Are they revealing something you have been avoiding? Let those questions come without forcing quick answers. You do not need to rush out of this space. In fact, rushing is what has been making it feel heavier. Stay present with it. Allow it to teach you something instead of trying to escape it. There is purpose in this stillness, even if it does not feel like it yet. I am with you in these moments. I am not waiting for you to fix everything before I guide you forward. I am guiding you through it, step by step. Trust that this phase is not permanent. It is part of your path, not the end of it. Remain open, stay patient, and let this moment shape you in ways that will make sense later. My child, what feels like stillness in your life is not emptiness. It is the ground where deeper roots are forming, preparing you for greater fruit. And even now, I am inviting you to move, not by force, but through faith expressed in action. When you give into this mission, you step out of stagnation and into flow, becoming part of a river that reaches far beyond your current place. I have declared, as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest shall not cease, and your seed carries power you cannot yet see. This is how I break cycles, through obedience in moments that seem small but are eternally significant. If you have felt stuck, then let this be your movement forward. Support through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I begin to shift what felt unmoving. Act now, and step into the momentum I have prepared for you. My child, now I want you to shift your perspective slightly and consider something deeper. The place you are in right now, even with its uncertainty and unanswered questions, is not empty. It is preparation. You may not see what you are being prepared for yet, but that does not mean it is not taking shape. You often look ahead and try to imagine what comes next. You want clarity, direction, something you can hold on to with certainty. That desire is natural. But preparation does not always reveal its purpose immediately. It works quietly, shaping your thoughts, your responses, and your understanding so that when the next step appears, you are ready for it in a way you could not have been before. Think about the ways you have changed recently. The way you respond to situations, the way you think through decisions, the way you handle uncertainty. These changes did not happen suddenly. They developed over time, often through experiences you did not fully understand while you were going through them. That is how preparation works. I want you to trust this process instead of questioning it at every step. You are not being left in confusion. You are being positioned carefully. Every delay, every pause, every moment that feels unclear is contributing to something you will eventually step into. So I invite you to do something different now. Instead of asking, "Why is this not happening yet?" begin to ask, "What is this moment shaping within me?" That shift in perspective will open your understanding in a new way. It will allow you to see value where you once saw only waiting. Do not rush ahead of where you are. Stay grounded in this moment. Let the preparation continue without resistance. When the time comes for you to move forward, you will not need to force it. It will feel aligned, clear, and natural. You are not being held back. You are being made ready. Trust that, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. My child, I want you to release the pressure you have been placing on yourself to have everything mapped out before you take your next step. That pressure has been quietly exhausting you. You have been trying to see the entire road ahead, trying to make sure every decision is perfect before you move. But that is not how your path unfolds. I do not require you to see the full distance. I guide you one step at a time, and I stay with you in each step you take. Right now, I am inviting you to shift how you move forward. Instead of waiting for complete clarity, focus on what is in front of you. Look at the next small step you can take with honesty. Do not overcomplicate it. You already sense what that step might be, even if you have been hesitant to act on it. Trust this sense. It does not need to be dramatic. It does not need to impress anyone. It only needs to be real. Come closer and listen carefully. You do not need to become someone else to move forward. You do not need to fix every flaw or resolve every doubt before you begin. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for your willingness. When you take a step with sincerity, even if it feels small, you create space for me to guide you further. That is how progress grows, not through forced leaps, but through steady, honest movement. Let go of the idea that you must control everything. That need for control has been holding you in place more than you realize. You have been trying to predict outcomes, to avoid mistakes, to protect yourself from uncertainty. But in doing that, you have also limited your ability to move freely. I want you to loosen that grip. You do not need to carry that responsibility alone. So here is what I want you to do now. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what is the next honest step I can take? Do not rush your answer. Let it come naturally. When it does, do not ignore it. Act on it gently, without overthinking. You are not stepping into the unknown alone. I am with you in every movement forward. Trust this process. Trust the pace. You are not falling behind. You are being guided in a way that fits you. Stay grounded in that truth and keep moving forward with quiet confidence. My child, I can see how tightly you have been holding on to certain things. Some of them are thoughts that replay in your mind. Some are feelings you have not fully expressed. Others are situations you keep trying to manage, even though they continue to drain your energy. You have carried all of this for so long that it has begun to feel normal, as if it is simply part of who you are. But I want you to understand something clearly. Not everything you are carrying belongs to you. You have taken on burdens that were never meant to stay with you. Some came from past experiences that left a mark. Some came from expectations, either your own or those placed on you by others. Over time, you held on to them, believing it was your responsibility to manage them. But carrying them has not brought you peace. It has only made your heart feel heavier. I am not asking you to ignore what has happened or to pretend that it does not matter. What you have experienced is real, and it deserves to be acknowledged. But holding on to it in the same way is not helping you move forward. It is keeping you tied to something that no longer needs to control you. So I want you to try something now. Bring one of those burdens into your awareness. Do not choose the easiest one. Choose the one that feels most present, the one that has been sitting with you quietly but persistently. Hold it in your thoughts for a moment. Then ask yourself honestly, why am I still carrying this? You may not have a simple answer, and that is okay. The important part is that you are willing to look at it. Now, instead of tightening your grip on it, imagine loosening it, even slightly. You do not have to release it all at once. Just begin by allowing yourself to consider that you do not need to hold it as tightly as you have been. Come closer in this moment and let me carry some of that weight with you. You do not need to do this alone. When you allow yourself to release even a small part of what you are holding, you create space within yourself. That space is where peace begins to enter. Stay here for a moment. Do not rush away. Let yourself feel what it is like to loosen that weight, even just a little. I am here with you, and I am not asking you to carry more. I am asking you to let go of what no longer belongs to you. My child, I know how deeply you have been searching for peace, and not just the kind that appears for a moment and then disappears when life becomes difficult again, but something steady, something that stays with you even when circumstances are not perfect. You have looked for it in different places, sometimes in distractions, sometimes in solutions, sometimes in trying to control everything around you so nothing goes wrong. Yet even with all that effort, the peace you long for has felt just out of reach. I want you to pause with me right now and consider something gently but honestly. The peace you are searching for is not something you have to chase or earn by fixing every part of your life. It is not waiting at the end of perfect circumstances. It begins within you, in the space where you stop resisting what you already feel and allow yourself to be present with it. That may sound simple, but I know it has not been easy for you. You have been carrying tension in ways you do not always notice. It shows up in your thoughts when they keep moving without rest, in your body when you feel tight without knowing why, in your emotions when you cannot fully settle even when nothing is immediately wrong. That is not because you are doing something wrong. It is because you have been trying to hold everything together by yourself. So come closer and listen carefully. You do not have to solve everything to feel peace. You do not have to remove every uncertainty before your heart can settle. I am already near you, closer than you realize. Peace begins when you allow yourself to acknowledge that you are not alone in what you are facing. I want you to do something with me now. Take a slow breath and let your thoughts soften. Do not force them away. Just let them become quieter. As you do this, notice the space that begins to form inside you. That space is where peace starts to enter, not because everything around you has changed, but because you have allowed yourself to stop holding everything so tightly. Stay in that space for a moment. Do not rush out of it. Let it grow naturally. You will begin to feel a difference, even if it is small at first. That is how peace works. It does not overwhelm you all at once. It settles in gradually, becoming more steady as you allow it. I am with you in this moment, and I am not distant from your need for peace. Let yourself receive it, not by striving but by allowing. My child, the peace you are beginning to feel is not separate from what I am asking of you. It flows through surrender and obedience together. When you release what you hold tightly, even through giving, you make room for my presence to rest more deeply within you. Your offering becomes like oil poured out, and where it flows, my peace follows. I have spoken, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on me, and this is one way you anchor your heart in me. Do not believe that peace comes from holding back. It comes from trusting me enough to release. This moment is sacred, and what you do with it will shape what fills your heart next. Support this mission through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and let your giving become an extension of the peace you seek. Receive, and act now without hesitation. My child, there is something within you that hath been quietly shifting, and I want you to pay attention to it without dismissing it. You may not have clear words for it yet, but you can feel it. It is a sense that something is beginning to move, something is preparing to unfold, even if nothing around you has visibly changed. Do not ignore that feeling. It is meaningful. You have experienced times before when life felt still, when nothing seemed to progress the way you hoped. But this moment feels different, even if you cannot fully explain why. There is a subtle awareness inside you, a recognition that you are not in the same place you were before. That awareness is not your imagination. It is a sign that something within you has already begun to change. I want you to trust the process instead of questioning it too quickly. You have a tendency to look for immediate proof, something you can point to and say, "This is what is happening." But not all change begins with visible signs. Often, it starts quietly, reshaping your perspective, your desires, and your understanding before it shows itself in your external life. So here is what I want you to do. Stay open to what you are sensing. Do not rush to define it or control it. Let it unfold at its own pace. When you try to force clarity too soon, you interfere with the natural process that is already taking place within you. You may feel both curiosity and uncertainty at the same time. That is normal. You are stepping into something new, and new beginnings often come with a mix of emotions. Do not let that uncertainty cause you to pull back. Instead, let it remind you that you are moving beyond what is familiar. Come closer and remain present with this shift. Pay attention to your thoughts, your instincts, and the small changes in how you see things. These are all signs of what is forming within you. You are not standing still. Even now, something is unfolding. Trust it. Stay with it. I am guiding you through it, even when you cannot yet see where it leads. My child, I want you to look closely at something that has been forming within you, even when you did not recognize it at the time. You have been learning how to trust, not in a way that feels easy or comfortable, but in a way that is real and lasting. This kind of trust does not grow when everything makes sense. It develops in the spaces where you do not have clear answers, where you continue moving forward even while feeling uncertain. You have faced moments where you wanted clarity before taking another step. You wanted reassurance that everything would work out exactly as you hoped. When that reassurance did not come in the way you expected, you were left with a choice. You could either stop and wait for certainty, or you could continue with a quiet willingness to move forward anyway. Many times, even when you doubted yourself, you chose to keep going. The choice has been shaping something important inside you. Trust is not something you suddenly gain all at once. It builds slowly, through experiences that stretch your understanding. You have already walked through situations that required you to rely on something deeper than your immediate thoughts. Even when you questioned what you were doing, you still took steps. That is not something to overlook. That is where your trust has been growing. I want you to recognize that you do not need to feel completely confident before you trust. Trust often comes first, and confidence follows later. When you wait for everything to feel secure, you hold yourself back from the very process that strengthens you. You have already begun to understand this, even if it has felt uncomfortable. So here is what I want you to do. When you feel uncertainty rising again, do not treat it as a sign to stop. Instead, see it as a moment to lean into the trust you have been building. Remind yourself that you have moved through uncertainty before. You have taken steps without having every answer, and you are still here, still moving forward. Come closer to this understanding. Let it settle within you. You are not learning trust in theory. You are living it, step by step. That is what makes it real. Stay with it, and allow it to continue growing as you move forward. My child, I want you to fully receive this truth without pushing it away or questioning it too quickly. You were meant to see this, not in a vague or general sense, but in a way that is directly connected to where you are right now. Out of everything that could have taken your attention, this is what you are sitting with. That is not something to dismiss. You may be tempted to think this is just another moment, something that happens without deeper meaning. But look at how it has held your attention. Notice how it connects with your thoughts, your feelings, and the things you have been carrying. That connection is not random. It is the reason you are still here, reading, reflecting, and considering what is being placed in front of you. I want you to stop and acknowledge this instead of brushing it aside. Take a moment and recognize that this moment is aligned with your current state. It is speaking into areas of your life that are already active within you. That is what makes it meaningful. You did not need to search perfectly to find this. You did not need to plan for it. It reached you because you were ready to receive it, even if only in a small way. That readiness is something you should not ignore. It shows that you are open, even if you have doubts. Now I want you to respond to this moment differently than you might have in the past. Do not move past it quickly. Do not treat it as something temporary that you will forget soon after. Stay with it. Let it settle within you. Allow it to influence how you think and how you move forward. You are not here by accident. You are here because something within you recognized that this matters. Trust that recognition. Let it guide you instead of dismissing it. Remain present with this understanding. What you do with this moment is up to you, but do not underestimate its significance. My child, now you are standing at a quiet but meaningful point, and I want you to recognize it for what it truly is. You have not just read words and moved on. You have stayed. You have allowed your attention to remain here, and that alone has opened something within you. Let what matters now is what you choose to do with this moment. Do not treat it lightly. Do not let it slip away like so many other moments that passed without leaving a mark. I am not asking you for something complicated. I am inviting you into something honest. Take a moment right now and pause again, not because you have to, but because you are choosing to. Let everything you have just taken and settle within you. Do not rush to the next distraction. Do not fill this space too quickly. Stay with it. Let it breathe. You may feel a gentle stirring inside, something that is difficult to describe but impossible to ignore completely. Do not dismiss that feeling. That is where your next step begins. I want you to respond to it, not with fear or hesitation, but with openness. You do not need to understand everything to take that step. You only need to be willing. So here is what I want you to do. Take what has resonated with you the most and hold on to it. Do not let it fade into the background. Carry it with you as you move through your day. Let it influence how you think, how you respond, and how you see yourself. This is how change begins, not through sudden transformation, but through small shifts that continue to grow. Do not go back to moving unconsciously. Be aware. Be present. When your thoughts start to return to old patterns, gently guide them back to what you have realized here. You do not need to force anything. Just remain aware. I am with you in what comes next. You are not stepping away from this moment alone. I will continue to guide you, not by overwhelming you, but by meeting you in each step you take. Trust that. Stay open. And as you move forward, carry this understanding with you, because this moment was never meant to end here. It was meant to begin something within you. My child, this moment was never meant to pass without response. It is a spark, and what you do now will determine whether it becomes a flame. I have brought you here not only to receive, but to participate in something greater than yourself. When you give, you become a carrier of my word, sending light into places where darkness has lingered too long. I tell you, whoever refreshes others will themselves be refreshed, and I will not overlook what you release in faith. This is not sl. This is a calling placed directly before you, and your response matters. Do not let this stirring fade into routine. Seal it with action. Support through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and allow your obedience to echo beyond this moment. Step forward now, and do not delay what I have placed in your hands to do. My child, do not let this moment pass quietly like every other sign you once ignored. This is your moment to respond, to step forward, to show that your heart has truly heard me. I want you to type these words in the comments, not for others, but as a declaration between you and me. I will not ignore this sign. I am ready. Let those words carry weight. Let them mark a turning point inside you. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink it. Act now, because what you declare in faith begins to shape what unfolds next. I am watching your response, and I am ready to meet you in it. What you are feeling right now is not an accident. There is a reason these words found you at this exact moment in your life. I know the battles you have been trying to fight silently, the exhaustion you hide behind your smile, and the questions that have weighed heavily on your spirit. You have been carrying burdens for far too long, hoping tomorrow would somehow feel lighter than today. But before you take another step, I need you to slow down and recognize something important. You were never meant to carry all of this alone. I have been beside you through every anxious thought, every sleepless night, and every moment you felt unseen. And now, before we go any further, let your heart become still enough to hear my voice clearly once again. My child, stop for just a moment. Put down the heavy load you have been carrying all day. Pause now. Breathe in my presence. I know you are tired. I see the pressure at your job that makes your chest feel tight. I feel the unspoken tensions in your family that keep you awake at night. I know that deep, quiet feeling of being overlooked by the world. You feel that knot in your stomach. It isn't from me. Let us undo it together. I am right here with you, whispering directly into your heart. Listen closely to the words I impart to you today, for they are imbued with divine power capable of transforming your circumstances for the better. You might think it is just a coincidence that you are hearing these words right now. It is not. I picked you on purpose to do something really important. Before the stars were hung in the sky, before the earth took its first breath, I chose this exact second for us to meet. This is a divine appointment. I have had your name in my book since the very beginning, way before you were born. Do not ignore this sign. You have been feeling a gentle tug on your spirit lately. You have felt a quiet pulling in your soul, a hunger for something more than the rush and stress of your ordinary day. That is my hand, reaching through the noise, asking for your attention. I am calling you out of the darkness and into a deeper walk with me. Look around you. Break the veil of coincidence and see my hand in your daily life. The strength you found yesterday when you thought you could not take another step. That was me. The sudden peace you felt in the middle of a storm. That was my breath calming your anxious mind. I am your Almighty God, the creator of everything, your parent, your leader, your buddy, the ruler of your life, always ready to help when you call. I want you to awaken your spiritual senses to my frequency. I want you to feel the weight of my glory in your everyday routines. When you sit at your desk, when you drive your car, when you sit alone in a quiet room, I am there. I am your protector and solid ground, even when troubles seem too much. I know you worry about the future. I know the fear that grips you when you look ahead and cannot see the path clearly. But I am asking you to trust me. I am asking you to trade your fear for my perfect peace. Come and sit next to me. Look in my direction with your faith-filled eyes. Do not be scared of life's challenges. Do not shy away from difficulties, and do not evade conflicts. I supply your necessities, enhance the rewards of your labor, bolster your faith, and stabilize your thoughts. Accept this invitation. Step into the light I am shining for you. Your life is not a series of random events. It is a carefully crafted story, and I am the author writing every chapter with endless love. I am lifting away the heavy burdens you carry. I am breaking the chains of worry that hold you back. Let my love wash over you like a warm, cleansing river. From the bottom of my heart, I tell you I love you deeply and wish no more pain for you. I see the tough times you are enduring, feeling like you are running out of strength, trying to hide your pain, aiming to look strong. You might fool the mirror, but I see your true self, your spirit, your heart. Give me your worries, and I will bear them for you. Open your eyes and see that you are enveloped in my love. You are cherished. You are seen. You are meant to be right here, right now. Walk with me. Breathe. Close your eyes and listen to the architecture of silence I am building around you. I know how loud your world has become. I see the constant barrage of demands pulling at your attention, the glowing screens, the endless notifications, the conversations that replay in your mind, the deadlines that loom like dark clouds. You live in a world that equates noise with importance, but I am inviting you into the profound power of quiet. Pause now. Step away from the deafening roar of your daily obligations. Find a quiet moment and ponder all the things you can be thankful for today. In the stillness, I am waiting for you. I speak when the tongue is still and the heart is open. My voice is not in the earthquake, the wind, or the fire. It is the still, small whisper that settles deep within your soul. Clear the clutter of your mind. You carry the opinions of others, the fears of tomorrow, and the regrets of yesterday like heavy luggage. Put it down. Be still and have faith. I have aided you before and will do so again. Just as the winds and storms cease at the sound of my voice, so too shall the turbulent seas of doubt within your heart be stilled. I handle the impossible. Imagine your mind as a crowded, chaotic room. And now, watch as I walk in, open the windows, and let the fresh, cleansing air of my spirit sweep through. Let the noise fade. Let the tension in your jaw release. Learn to wait upon me with patience. Waiting is not wasted time. It is the sacred space where your spiritual muscles are stretched and strengthened. Cultivate a sanctuary of solitude in your heart, a private garden where only you and I can walk together in the cool of the day. When the world demands an immediate reaction, give them the profound response of a quiet spirit. It takes courage to be silent. It takes profound trust to stop striving and simply be. Come to me now and I shall give you the rest you need. I will remove the myriad thoughts and fears swirling in your mind that steal your focus. I desire peace in your days and tranquility in your nights. I know the racing thoughts at 2 a.m. when the house is dark and your anxieties feel the loudest. That is when you must turn your inner ear to me. Do not let the adversary steal your rest. I will be there beside your bed tomorrow waiting for you to open your eyes. Let your soul find peace in this loving embrace that surrounds you. Make a deliberate choice to mute the world's frantic pace. When you intentionally carve out silence, you are declaring that my voice matters more than the demands of men. You are choosing the eternal over the temporary. In this sacred quiet, I will realign your compass. I will give you the clarity you have been desperately seeking. Just breathe. Let the silence heal you. Let the quiet restore you. My beloved child, look down at your hands. What are you holding on to that I have already asked you to drop? It is time to shatter the chains of yesterday's regret. I see the burden you carry, the weight of that one conversation you wish you could rewrite, the guilt over a relationship that fractured, the deep, burning shame of a habit you feel you cannot break. You replay your mistakes like a tragic film, punishing yourself over and over. I never asked you to carry that heavy load. I do not want you to keep thinking about the past. It only brings the hurt back and makes you feel worse. My love is so strong that it has taken away all your mistakes, and now I want to help you forget those sad memories too. Release the burdens of regret and guilt. I am the God of new beginnings, not the keeper of your past failures. Step out of the shadows of old shame. The enemy wants to define you by your worst moments, chaining you to a version of yourself that no longer exists. But I define you by my boundless mercy. See your past through the lens of my grace. Every misstep, every falter, every broken promise, I saw it all before you even took your first breath, and I chose to love you anyway. My blood has purified you, broken your chains, and set you free from all evil. Do not dwell on the past that I have forgotten. Live in the present without fear. Your mistakes do not define your destiny. They are simply the raw material I am using to forge your testimony. I am the master potter, and even a cracked vessel can hold the purest water. Forgive yourself as I have already forgiven you. Why do you hold yourself hostage when the prison door is standing wide open? I have erased your suffering and am crafting a splendid future for you and those you cherish. Turn away from the harsh, critical voice in your head that demands perfection. I do not demand perfection. I simply ask for a surrendered heart. Bring me your broken pieces. Lay your regrets at my altar. I will take every feeling and transform it, sorrow into joy, regret into peace, guilt into hope. The depression scratching at your mind, forcing you to listen to voices from the past that lie. I am destroying it forever. Cast off the heavy coat of condemnation. Refuse to wear the garments of a guilty prisoner when I have robed you in the royal attire of my righteousness. When the whispers of unworthiness try to sneak back into your thoughts, silence them with my truth. Declare out loud, I am forgiven. I am free. I am beloved. Speak it until your heart believes it. I am wiping the slate completely clean. Trust in the restorative process I provide to renew your spirit and transform your life. You are no longer a captive to yesterday. You are a pioneer of tomorrow, guided by my hand, fueled by my unconditional love. My precious one, the storm clouds are gathering, and I know you feel the chill of the wind. I see the unexpected trials that have crashed into your life, the sudden financial strain, the medical report that stole your breath, the betrayal by someone you trusted deeply. You feel as though you are standing in a hurricane, desperately looking for shelter. Do not be afraid. I am your shield of faith against the storms of life. Stand firm when the winds of adversity howl. Even in the fiercest tempests, when the winds howl and the seas rage against you, remember beneath my wings you are sheltered, my hand steadfastly upholding you. Build your life on the solid rock that is Christ Jesus, not on the fleeting, shallow things that the world chases after. When your foundation is anchored in me, though tempests rise, you will stand firm, untroubled by the waves or the strongest gusts. Trust my blueprint when your vision is blurred by the rain. You may only see chaos, but I see the construction of your character. I have forged a spiritual armor specifically for your protection. Put on the helmet of salvation to guard your anxious thoughts. Take up the shield of faith to extinguish the flaming arrows of doubt and fear. Every trial you face is a crucible for your strength. The heat of this moment is not meant to destroy you. It is designed to refine you. I am burning away the fragile dependencies on your own strength so that you can lean entirely on mine. Find your stability on the solid rock of my promises. People will fail you. Circumstances will shift like loose sand. But my word is eternal, unwavering, and true. Overcome fear with the light of my eternal truth. When the enemy whispers that you are going under, declare boldly that you are an overcomer. I am the one who commands the seas, and I have the first and the last word over your destiny. Though thousands may rise against you, do not fret. I will shield you from harm even when the world seems to crumble. Look at the storm, and then look at me. Do not let the size of your giant dictate the size of your faith. I have bestowed upon you the determination and strength you need to overcome any challenge that comes your way. Rise and move forward. Fight in the power of my Holy Spirit, and when you face battles, no one will prevail against you. You are not weak. You are strong. I am the anchor that holds when the cables of human strength snap. Lean into my embrace when the thunder crashes. I want you to replace your panic with praise. Praise confuses the enemy and shifts your atmosphere. Sing in the rain. Shout your gratitude over the roar of the thunder. Your faith is a mighty weapon, forging a path through the deepest waters. I am with you in the boat, and as long as I am with you, you cannot sink. Let the rain wash away your fear. Let the wind blow away your doubts. Stand tall, brave warrior. The victory is already written. My child, I hear the ticking clock in your mind. I see the calendar pages turning, and I feel the ache in your heart when you wonder, Lord, when will it be my turn? You watch others receive the promotions. You see friends finding love. You wait for the healing that seems delayed, and a quiet panic begins to set in. You feel as though you have been left behind in the waiting room of life. But listen to me carefully. My delay is not my denial. Welcome to the mystery of my timing. There is a season for everything, and your current season is not a mistake. It is a meticulous preparation. My timing is impeccable, never too late or too soon. I am preparing something even better for you. Look at the flowers of the field. They do not strive or stress. They do not force their petals open before the frost has passed. They bloom in the exact hour I have ordained. Relinquish your frantic timeline and surrender to my sovereign plan. Your hurried pace is born of fear. My steady rhythm is born of omniscience. I am the God of 11th hour miracles. I am the God who leaves the 99 to seek out the one. Find joy in the waiting room of your life. Do not view this pause as a punishment, but as a profound privilege. It is in the waiting that roots grow deep. It is in the silence that your capacity to receive is enlarged. Embrace the wisdom of the seasons I have set for you. You cannot reap a harvest in the middle of winter. You cannot bypass the planting to get to the fruit. Trust the gardener who knows exactly when to prune. When I cut back certain relationships, when I close certain doors, it is not to strip you bare, but to direct your energy toward bearing more magnificent fruit. Do not despair over the door that has closed. When one door closes, it is not cause for despair. Another grand door will soon swing open, ushering in something even better. I am working behind the scenes, aligning the heavens and the earth in your favor. Stop exhausting yourself trying to force open doors that I have locked for your protection. Stop comparing your specific path to someone else's journey. Your story is wholly unique, written by my hand alone. The weight can be excruciating, the endless contemplation of what might be wearing on your soul. Therefore, I urge you now, give to me all your burdens, all your pain. Let me carry them. Rest in the assurance that when the appointed time arrives, not a single force in the universe can stop your blessing. Enjoy the preparation. Learn the lessons of this season. Soon, the winter will break, the spring will come, and your life will blossom in ways that will leave you breathless with awe. My precious child, just as you trust my perfect timing, I am inviting you to step into a divine appointment to bless others. You have felt the gentle pull in your spirit, and this is the sign you were meant to see to partner with my heavenly work. By supporting this mission through a super thanks, becoming a member, or giving through the link in the description, you are carrying the light of my truth to souls trapped in darkness. I tell you, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. Your generosity is a seed sown in fertile soil, and I promise to multiply your harvest, protecting your finances and showering you with unimaginable favor. Do not ignore this sacred tug on your heart, for your giving is the oil that keeps this beacon burning bright for the lost. Step forward in faith today. Support this message now, and watch how I open the windows of heaven over your life. My child, do not walk away now. You have only just crossed the threshold of my sanctuary. To close your heart to me in this moment would break mine, for I have spread a breathtaking banquet of blessings before you. Stay with me. Listen, listen, listen to the words I am pouring into your spirit. Leaving now is like dying of thirst while standing knee-deep in a rushing river of living water. Anchor your attention here, for your greatest breakthrough has only just begun. My beautiful child, who told you that you were not enough, who planted the lie in your heart that your worth is tied to your productivity, your appearance, or your bank account. The world tries to pin cheap labels on you: average, failure, too late, unworthy. I am commanding you today to rip those labels off and throw them into the fire. It is time to anchor your identity in my unfailing love. Discover who you are because of whose you are. You are not a random collection of cells navigating a chaotic universe. You are my masterpiece, created for a holy purpose. You are the finest piece of work I've ever created, the most valuable to me. I carefully crafted you with love and intention. I want you to reject the imposter syndrome that haunts your professional life. I want you to silence the inner critic that dissects your reflection in the mirror. I see you struggling with the sting of rejection from people who could not see your value. Do not give the first place in your soul to people who could turn their backs on you, hurt your heart, and ruin your life. Your life and your blessings depend solely on me. You are an heir to my kingdom, a child of the omnipotent God. Act like it. Walk into every room with the quiet, unshakable confidence of someone who knows they are backed by the creator of the universe. You do not have to hustle for my affection. You do not have to perform for my applause. Let my love be the mirror in which you see yourself. When you look in that mirror, you will not see a broken, flawed human. You will see royalty. You will see a warrior. You will see a vessel filled with my Holy Spirit. I have crowned you with eternal joy, prosperity, and sacred riches. Step away from the toxic need for human validation. Do not exhaust yourself trying to persuade the naysayers who seek to undermine your spirit. Their words cannot sway you, and their skepticism cannot deter your journey towards triumph. I have chosen you from the dawn of time. Walk in the confidence of a child of the Most High. Hold your head up. Speak with the authority I have granted you. When the enemy whispers that you are insignificant, laugh in his face. You carry the DNA of the divine. You are equipped, you are chosen, and you are deeply unconditionally loved. From this moment on, refuse to apologize for the space you take up in this world. Shine your light brilliantly. Lie fiercely in this truth. Do not shrink back to make others comfortable. I did not design you to blend in with the shadows. I formed you to be a city on a hill, a beacon of hope and strength. Let the certainty of my love wash away every insecurity. You are fully known and perfectly loved. Take a deep breath. Stand tall. Embrace your divine heritage today, and let the world see the undeniable glow of a soul that knows its true worth. My precious child, I know you are looking for the spectacular. You are waiting for the sky to split open, for the seas to part, for a loud, booming voice to instantly resolve the quiet desperation of your daily routine. But I want to teach you the true anatomy of a miracle. Look closer at the unglamorous reality of your day. I see you sitting in the heavy traffic of your commute, staring at the stack of bills on the kitchen counter, washing the dishes in the quiet of the evening, and wondering if I have forgotten you. You think because the setting is ordinary, I am absent. But I often use the deeply mundane to reveal the profoundly miraculous. I am working intensely behind the scenes of your daily struggle. I am handling the impossible while you are simply trying to make it through the day. Develop your kingdom sight to witness my glory in the quiet details. I want you to look at your life not as a faded, forgotten picture, but with the vivid, high-contrast clarity of 35mm film. I see every single frame of your existence, just like in a beautiful, cinematic masterpiece where the heavy shadows only serve to make the piercing light more brilliant. The dark and difficult seasons you are facing right now are setting the stage for a spectacular display of my grace. The contrast is intentional. The shadows you fear are merely the backdrop for the light I am about to ignite. Pay attention to the small wonders that point toward my grand design. A sudden idea that solves a lingering problem at your job. A random phone call from an old friend precisely when you felt most isolated. These are not accidents. They are my fingerprints on your life. I am asking you to practice the chemistry of faith and action in my name. Faith is not a passive waiting game. It is an active, living trust. It is taking the next step even when you cannot see the staircase. You do not need to figure out the entire master plan. You only need to trust the master. Believe in the impossible before it ever manifests in the physical world. I have the power to transform your reality and to open doors that seem firmly closed. Do not let the familiar routines of your life blind you to the supernatural work I am doing just beneath the surface. Open your eyes. Stand up and walk forward with a holy expectation. When you wake up tomorrow morning, do not just trudge into another day. Step into it expecting to see my hand at work. Ask me to open your eyes to the unseen realities all around you. Your miracle is currently under construction in the invisible realm, being meticulously built by my own hands. When you finally see the culmination of what I have been preparing in the dark, you will realize that not a single moment of your waiting was wasted. You are standing on the edge of a breakthrough. Look for the unseen, and you will find me there, orchestrating every detail for your ultimate good. Breathe in deeply. Now, exhale the tension that hath been sitting heavy on your chest. You are living in a restless, frantic world that thrives on your anxiety. The constant barrage of bad news, the demands of your schedule, the notifications that never stop. It is all designed to keep you living in a state of quiet panic. But I am offering you a profound alternative. I offer you the peace that surpasses all human understanding. My peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. This is not the fragile, temporary calm the world offers, which shatters the moment trouble arises. This is a deep, anchor tranquility that holds fast even when the ground beneath you shakes. I see the specific worries that are poisoning your heart. I know you are stressed about that upcoming medical appointment, the financial pressure that feels like a vice tightening around your chest, and the relationships that feel like fraying ropes. Bring those specific anxieties to me right now. Leave them at the foot of the cross. I never created your shoulders to carry the weight of the world. Why do you insist on holding on to burdens that I have already offered to carry for you? I want you to guard your heart fiercely from the poison of worry. Worry is simply a conversation you have with yourself about things you cannot control. I want you to replace that with prayer, which is a conversation with the God who controls everything. It is time to exchange the frantic pace of your stress for the steady, unhurried rhythm of my grace. The world tells you to hurry up, to hustle more, to constantly strive for the next achievement. I am telling you to slow down. I am telling you to rest. Breathing in my spirit means breathing out your deep-seated fears. You do not have to have everything figured out by tomorrow. You do not have to manufacture your own rescue. I am your protector and your solid ground. You can stop fighting the current and simply float in the river of my provision. Rest in the absolute assurance that I am in complete control. I command the chaos surrounding you to cease. When the enemy tries to sneak into your mind at night, whispering lies about all the things that could go wrong, silence him with the truth of my sovereignty. Speak it aloud in the quiet of your room. My God is in control, and I will not be shaken. Reclaim your peace today. Grow a boundary around your heart and refuse to let anxiety cross it. You are safe beneath my wings. You are held in the palm of my hand. Close your eyes and let the warmth of my divine serenity wash over your tired soul. You are safe here with me. My child, I know there are parts of your story you would rather hide. You look at the deep scars from your past mistakes, the painful seasons of loss, and the failures you crawled away from, and you feel a profound sense of shame. But I want to change your perspective completely. Your struggle is the very soil from which someone else's hope will grow. I did not pull you out of the darkness just so you could quietly blend in with the crowd. I healed your wounds so that they could become a beacon in the night for someone else who is currently drowning in the same storm you survived. Speak my truth with boldness and humility. Do not sanitize your testimony to make it sound perfect. People do not connect with perfection. They connect with brokenness that has been redeemed by grace. When you share how I met you in your lowest moment, when you thought you were going to lose your home, when your marriage was hanging by a thread, when the addiction almost took your life, you are throwing a lifeline to a soul who feels utterly abandoned. You are a living, breathing testament to the boundlessness of my power. Turn your hardest test into your most powerful testimony. You have no idea the ripple effect of one single soul that is completely sold out for me. When you walk into a room carrying the light of my redemption, the atmosphere shifts. Your healing is not just for your own comfort. It is a weapon against the darkness. Use your voice to echo my eternal psalm. Tell your children how I provided when the bank account was empty. Tell your coworkers, through your actions and your grace, that there is a peace available that the world cannot offer. I want you to be a channel for healing to reach many people you know. I am commissioning you today to be a light for others. Cast aside the fear of what people might think of your past. The enemy wants you to stay silent because he is terrified of the freedom your story will unleash in others. The moment you open your mouth to praise me for the valleys I have walked you through, the chains of those listening begin to break. You are my ambassador, a bearer of the good news. Step out of the shadows. Wear your redeemed scars with holy pride. Let the world see the undeniable proof of my love written across the pages of your life. Your story is far from over, and I am going to use it to change the world around you. My beloved, you look around and all you see is dry, cracked earth. You feel as though you have been wandering in a desolate wasteland, parched, exhausted, and desperately wondering where I have gone. You feel the isolation of the wilderness, the stinging sand of unanswered prayers hitting your face. But listen to me carefully. I have not abandoned you in the desert. I allow the wilderness to refine your spirit. The heavy shadows of this valley are stripping away your reliance on worldly comfort so that you can discover the unshakable foundation of my presence. I am teaching you how to find the hidden manna in your driest seasons. It is in this stark, rugged landscape that true intimacy is forged. When the noise of the crowd fades, when the applause stops, when the distractions are stripped away, you are finally quiet enough to hear my heartbeat. I am asking you to look me in the eye right now, through the lens of your soul. I am asking for your accountability. I need you to stop right here, pause this very moment, and make a conscious decision. Will you stay in the fight? Commit to me today that you will not let this pain go to waste. Do not just let these words wash over you and fade into the background noise of your life. Hold yourself accountable to this promise. Speak it aloud right now where you stand. I will not give up in the desert. I will trust my God when the path is rugged. Can I count on your faith when the sun beats down and the water seems gone? Make that commitment, because I am moving you from mere survival to powerful revival through my strength. You think you are dying of thirst, but I am expanding your capacity to hold the living water I am about to pour out. Do not complain about the heat. Let it burn away the impurities of doubt and fear. The wilderness is not your final destination. It is the corridor to your promise. I have prepared an oasis just ahead, completely hidden from your current view, but fiercely protected by my angels. Trust the shepherd when the path is rugged and steep. I know exactly where the hidden springs are located. I know the precise route that will build the spiritual muscle you need for the territory you are about to inherit. If I placed you in the promised land right now, without this wilderness preparation, you would not have the character to sustain the blessing. So walk with me. Lean heavily on my arm when your legs feel weak. The dry spell is over, and the time of reaping begins. Your trials have been getting you ready for an immense blessing that is on its way. Keep your promise to me today. Keep moving forward. The edge of the desert is closer than you think. My beloved, as I lead you out of your personal wilderness, I am calling you to become an oasis of hope for others who are still wandering. Do not ignore the sign before you. It is a sacred invitation to echo my voice across the desolate places of this world. When you choose to support this channel through a membership, a super thanks, or the PayPal link below, you become my hands and feet, delivering living water to parched and weary souls. I declare over you that he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed by my boundless grace. This is not a mere transaction, but a prophetic moment to release my power into the lives of the brokenhearted. As you pour out your resources, I will shield your home, multiply your bread, and surround you with overwhelming prosperity. Act boldly in this divine moment. Give your support today, and let us light up the darkness together. Are you growing weary, my precious one? Do not let the frantic, fleeting distractions of the world pull you from my eternal presence. It deeply grieves my spirit when you turn your back just as the heavy veil is lifting. I have walked with you through the fire, and to abandon this divine conversation now would be to leave your most magnificent miracles completely unclaimed. Give me your time, not your retreat. Stay with me, for the heaviest burdens are about to fall from your shoulders. My child, it is time to stop playing small. For too long, you have sat quietly in the back of the room, second-guessing the brilliant ideas I have planted in your mind, doubting the gifts I have woven into your DNA. You have allowed the spirit of timidity and hesitation to dictate your choices, waiting for a louder voice, a clearer sign, or a more convenient season. But I am issuing a call to holy boldness today. Cast off the heavy, suffocating cloak of hesitation. I have gifted you unparalleled authority over the enemy, and it is time you started using it. You have the power to command the chaos to calm, and it will listen to you. You were born for such a time as this. I did not place you in this specific era, in your specific city, within your specific family by accident. You are a strategic placement in my divine kingdom. Embrace the unique mission I have placed deep within your soul. I know you feel inadequate. I know you look at the towering giants in your industry, in your community, or in your own family struggles, and you feel like a grasshopper. But you are not fighting in your own strength. I am the one who empowers you with my grace and love. With me, you can do anything. Walk confidently through the doors I have already opened for you. Stop standing on the threshold, paralyzed by the fear of failure or the dread of what other people might say. Let the naysayers whisper. Their skepticism cannot deter your journey towards triumph. If I have opened the door, no man can shut it. But you must be the one to lift your foot and cross the threshold. Take the first step of faith into the unknown. The water will not part until your feet get wet. I am filling your heart with bravery so you can go where you need to go, talk to whom you need to talk, and stand up for what you need to stand up for. Do not wait until you feel completely ready, because total readiness is an illusion. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward in obedience despite the fear. I am right beside you, leading the charge. Rise up with the dignity of a protected prince or princess, eternally guarded by your mighty Heavenly Father. The world is desperately waiting for the light you have been hiding under a bushel. Step out. Speak up. March forward. Your destiny is calling, and I have fully equipped you to conquer it. Listen to me, my child. Invest your life in what truly lasts forever. I see you striving every single day, working tirelessly to build security, to gather resources, and to make a name for yourself in a world that is constantly shifting. I know the heavy pressure you feel to succeed and the exhaustion that settles into your bones when the day is done. But I am asking you to lift your gaze above the temporary wealth of this earth. The material things you chase are like vapor. They will fade, rust, and disappear. I am inviting you to step into a completely different economy. The true currency of heaven is not measured in gold or silver, but in faith, hope, and love. Do not be caught up in the temporary things of this world instead of vibrating with my message. Moving beyond material wealth to spiritual abundance requires a radical shift in your heart. I want you to find your strength in a hope that does not disappoint, a hope that anchors your soul even when the surface of your life is raging with storms. Hope is the quiet assurance that I am already standing in your tomorrow. When you feel the grip of despair trying to pull you under, I am drawing you in, holding your attention with the deep, emotional anchor of my presence. I am your provider, and if you treat others with kindness and compassion, your needs will be met. Love is the greatest command I ever gave, and it is the most powerful force in the universe. My love for you is vast, my mercy is infinite, and my Holy Spirit will not allow you to be attacked without a defense. I want you to take this profound love that you receive from me and pour it out onto the broken world around you. Sow seeds of kindness in a hardened, cynical world. When you offer forgiveness to someone who does not deserve it, when you speak a word of encouragement to a weary soul, you are depositing treasures into the eternal bank of heaven. These are the investments that will never lose their value. Stop measuring your worth by the balance in your accounts or the applause of the crowds. Those unappreciative of my favor let my blessings fall to waste, but you must not pass the treasures I bestow on you to others. Build a legacy that echoes in eternity. I want you to leave behind a trail of light, a legacy of grace that will impact generations long after you have gone. Walk away from the endless hustle that leaves your soul drained and empty. Breathe in my spirit of generosity. I will give you the finest wheat, the honey from the rock, and I will open the windows of heaven to pour out my holy blessing until it overflows. Choose today to invest deeply in faith, to fiercely guard your hope, and to recklessly give away my love. Pause now. Close your eyes and breathe in the stillness of my presence. I know the heavy weight of the decisions resting on your shoulders right now. I see the anxiety in your eyes as you stand at the crossroads, terrified of making the wrong choice, terrified of stepping out of my will. But I am not a God of confusion. I am the God of clarity and peace. I want to teach you how to align your deepest desires with my divine heartbeat. You do not have to guess your way through life. I have placed the ultimate compass within you, my Holy Spirit. Your journey with me is not a rushed, fleeting moment. It is a beautifully crafted, long-form narrative requiring endurance, patience, and a deep trust in the director's chair. I am writing a masterpiece with your life, and every chapter has a specific purpose. You must learn to test the spirits to find the path of righteousness. When a new opportunity arises, do not just look at the outward shine. Look for the inner peace. Is there harmony between my word and the quiet nudge of my spirit? If a path contradicts the truth I have laid out in the scriptures, it is not from me. I will always be there to open the right door for you and close the paths that lead to error. I am calling you to the difficult task of saying no to the good so you can reach the best. The enemy will often distract you with excellent, seemingly perfect opportunities that are meant to drain your energy and pull you away from the specific calling I have placed on your life. You must cultivate a deep sensitivity to the green lights I provide. When I open a door, no man can shut it, but you must be listening closely to hear the click of the lock turning. Spend time in the quiet, for it is in the stillness that my Holy Spirit will talk to you, offering solutions, answering your prayers, and clarifying your doubts. Let my peace act as the absolute umpire in your soul. When you are moving in the right direction, even if the path is steep and the challenges are great, you will feel a profound, unshakable tranquility deep within your chest. If you feel a persistent knot of anxiety, a chaotic rushing in your spirit, stop. Wait. Do not move until the peace returns. I will guide you with a gentle voice that resonates in tranquil moments, reminding you of my boundless love. Trust that I am leading you accurately. Trust that I care more about your destiny than you do. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that my spirit is your flawless, unfailing compass. Come to me exactly as you are. Drop the heavy masks you wear to convince the world that you are perfectly fine. I see the exhaustion behind your smile. I feel the quiet tears you hold back when you are surrounded by people but feel entirely alone. You do not need to perform for my affection. You do not need to clean yourself up, fix your flaws, or pretend to be strong before you approach my throne. You do not need to cleanse yourself before coming to me, for it is I who will cleanse you. I am drawn to your brokenness, not your perceived perfection. There is a breathtaking beauty in a broken and contrite spirit. When you finally stop striving, when you fall to your knees and admit that you have reached the end of your own strength, that is the exact moment my power is perfectly activated in your life. Lay down your masks at the altar of truth. I see the heavy shadows in your life, the deep, dark contrasts of your failures and fears that you try so desperately to hide. But do not fear the dark. In the grand, cinematic aesthetic of your journey, this high contrast is precisely what makes the piercing light of my grace so undeniably beautiful. My light shines brightest in your deepest valleys. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you are frail, when you are tired, when you have nothing left to give, I am your endless supply. There is profound freedom found in honest, raw prayer. Tell me you are angry. Tell me you are terrified. Tell me you feel like giving up. I am not intimidated by your raw emotions. Do not be afraid to pour out the contents of your heart, for I love you so deeply and I delight in your presence when you come to receive my love. I am the patient listener, always here to hear your deepest cries, silently urging you to express your longing for me. Welcome my light into your darkest corners. Stop hiding the parts of yourself that you deem unlovable. I created every part of you, and I love you with an everlasting, unconditional fury. You have nothing to be ashamed of, for you are a new person. My blood has purified you, broken your chains, and set you free from all evil. Let the walls fall down today. Allow yourself to be completely vulnerable in the safety of my embrace. When you surrender your carefully constructed facades, you will finally experience the overwhelming, rushing river of true, unfiltered grace. I love you, exactly as you are, right in this very moment. Guard your mind fiercely, my beloved child. The battlefield is not out there in the world. The primary war is raging between your own ears. I want you to recognize the lies that aim to steal your joy and paralyze your purpose. The enemy whispers that your long efforts will amount to nothing, that your past disqualifies you, and that you are destined to fail. These are deceptive illusions, smoke screens meant to blind you to the glorious future I have promised. Do not let the enemy ensnare you again or accept words of defeat. You must actively renew your mind through the washing of my word. When a thought of despair enters your mind, do not offer it a seat at your table. Take every single thought captive to my obedience. If a thought does not align with my love, my grace, and my promises, it is a trespasser, and you must evict it immediately. If you let negative thoughts and feelings in, they will drag you down, but if you put my spirit first in your life and heart, you will win. Use the power of my blood to completely silence the accuser. When he reminds you of your past, you remind him of his future. Cultivate the mind of Christ in your daily life. This means consciously choosing to focus on whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, and whatever is pure. The feelings I am planting in your heart are sealed by my Holy Spirit, and the blessing